guys, it's Carly Cakes and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to do a Target makeup review because they have been coming out with some new makeup. So I picked up a few items. Here's my Target bag. So first of all, I got a foiled eyeshadow palette. So that's exciting. And then I picked up a powder contour palette. This was $3.99 I believe, and this was $13 even. And I know this is popular because I bought it and I went back a few days later and these were all gone, so I'm glad I picked this up. The first thing I'm going to review is this, but this is like a shimmer shade. I can already tell in the pan just by looking at it. It's still got the plastic on it. Literally just opened this, so excuse me. And it comes with a cute little brush, which I won't use because I don't really need to, and it's probably too small. It's really small and I have a fat face. My Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, which is I believe $45 or $50. So let's just hold these two up to compare. I'm not saying it's a knockoff or a dupe, but it could. I'm going to be using Boing Concealer by Benefit in number 1. That's the lightest shade they have. I'm taking a beauty blender and kind of like smashing it into the concealer. This is really thick, so. I appreciate this little brush, but honestly it's a joke. Who is gonna actually use this? I feel bad for whoever does. So now I'm gonna be taking this shade to set the concealer that I just put down. I'm gonna take my Shade and Light brush by Kat Von D and dip into it. So now I'm going to take my Milani powder foundation and set the rest of my face. I'm going to mix these shades and I'm going to contour with them. Okay, so the powders are all matte except for the highlighting shade on the end here. The packaging is really cheap feeling, which is to be expected from a $3 contouring kit, but let me just tell you, the powders, the contouring shades, blended effortlessly. Oof, a lot of kickback. The highlighter is kind of chalky and it's really powdery. So, but it definitely gets the job done. Like, I definitely see a glow there. It's more subtle than the normal highlighter I use, but it's pretty ridiculous, the one I use, so we'll give it a break. The Target one from light to dark, and here is the Kat Von D one, light to dark, and here are the matte highlighting / brightening shades. Here is the Target one and the Kat Von D one. Obviously, I feel as if the Kat Von D powders are more pigmented, but you can easily build these up to be as pigmented as these. So I'm thinking it's a dupe. I mean, they look similar, the shades. I mean, look at them. They're almost identical. So my final thoughts on the Target contour kit. The brand is Profusion. I honestly think that the contour shades themselves are a dupe for the Shade and Light Kat Von D palette. $3.99, $50, 45 bucks. I mean, you can't beat. I mean, these are very buildable and they blend like a dream. Like, honestly, I can't tell the difference between Kat Von D and these powders. So I give that 2 thumbs up, and I would definitely recommend it to you guys. The only negative that I found with this was the highlight. It's just too powdery for me and it's not reflective enough. So that concludes the Profusion Contour palette from Target. And that moves us on to the foiled eyeshadow palette from Target. And this is by BH Cosmetics and it is $13. $13 for an amazing array of colors. Beautiful pops of color for spring, and they've also got some deep fall tones. Get out of the box, and it came with a clear plastic see-through cover for the palette. It feels very cheap, not gonna lie, but are the shadows good? Because that is the main concern. And it came with a protective sheet over the colors. Here are all 28 shades swatched. My arm and on my hand. So, I mean, the possibilities with this are endless. Foiled shades are best applied with your fingertip or a wet brush, preferably sprayed with MAC Fix Plus or your setting spray, or you can even use water, but I don't recommend that because it could like water down the pigment. Especially if you put too much water on the brush, it could definitely damper the effects from your foiled eyeshadow. I'm gonna attempt this, all foiled on my eyelids. Foiled shadows only. I'm gonna take this color. It looks like a transition shade, but it's foiled, so we'll see how it comes out. I'm using a dry, fluffy brush. Switch to a smaller blending brush just to pack the shade on the inner and outer portions of my eye to get that halo effect with the shade underneath it to build darkness, hopefully. Ooh, the fallout is real. Hopefully it doesn't ruin my makeup. Go in with my index finger in with this shade. Really blue, electric blue. Even this shade has fallout. I'm beginning to think this isn't such a great palette. Anyway, I'm going in with the canary yellow shade. I'm going to highlight the inner portion of my eye. I'm gonna take a brush and do it. Let's see. We are playing, we are learning. I'm gonna take MAC Fix Plus and spray the brush. Okay, so I think you guys already know my thoughts on the eyeshadow. It's a flop. I sprayed my brush with the MAC Fix Plus. It applied a little bit better, but it was still lacking. Like, it's definitely shimmering, but I would not dare call this a foiled shadow because they are not very reflective. So my final thoughts on the BH Cosmetic Foiled Eyes eyeshadow palette is it's a flop. There's tons of fallout. The shadows are not very reflective, and for $13 I would have rather just saved my money, to be honest. When you apply it with your fingertip, it goes on very smoothly, but the fallout is ridiculous. And if I was going to recommend this to you, I would recommend that you apply your eyeshadow before your foundation, so this situation doesn't happen to you. But just saying, I approve this, I don't approve this. Unless you just want to play around with the colors and try to get it to work. But as far as blendability, I mean, I know these are foiled shadows and they're not meant to go all over the eyes, but the blendability wasn't really there either. It was kind of patchy on my eyelid. I can see that right now. I would not recommend the BH Cosmetic Foiled Eye Shadow Palette. So, yeah. More than half the palette did not swatch that well. Like, I had to layer them to get them to show up on camera. So, again, I would not recommend that to you guys. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you think I should review next. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.